Hi, this is Alison Hicks with BackSPIN Radio Movie Show, and I would like to introduce Marie. Her son Bryce was falsely arrested at 15 years old on a murder charge, 30 years in prison. By the time he gets out, he's Marie, the mother, is going to be 80 years old. This is one of the saddest innocent stories I've heard. I've done this for week after week, but what I would like to do is have Marie tell her story about Bryce and her son, 15 years old, that did not do the crime and does not have to do the time. And Americans need to know that prisons are overcrowded and it's a big business. And Marie, could you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Marie, and my son is Bryce, and I want to tell my story so that I could get help to help my son. He's been wrongfully convicted of the murder of his best friend's father. And there's enough substantial evidence that by law, him waiving his own Miranda rights should be tossed out. I just want my son home.
Randy, can I just jump in right here and say how sometimes they can do something with the mentally abused?
Yes, as we talked, yes, Stuntman Randy here. Allison, we've talked about this mental breakdown process they put you through to bring out mental illness and whoever. When you're taken in, you're thrown into an isolation ward, a little small tank of concrete. It's cold, you're stripped, you're thrown naked. I've experienced this myself. They walk by. There's male and female guards coming by, looking in the glass at you, laughing and probing. And the beatings, they come in and you get restrained. You get beat. You don't get fed. This is 24/7, every day and night. You know, there's no clock in there. You're either strong or you break, and that's what's unfortunate for most. Yes.
And I know it's hard for a mother like Marie to hear this because her son is only 15 years old, and he was convicted of murder as an adult of a crime.
He's innocent. I researched that he is innocent. Yes.
He did not commit the crime.
No, he did not, and he's caught up in this system. It's about money. We know that. That's what this whole thing always is about. But for an innocent person like a 15-year-old, it's very sad. It brings tears to my eyes, and we need awareness. We like BackSPIN Movie, where it's coming out 2013. We need awareness. We need change. And that's what's going to happen. We're going to have big change, and if we all get together and tell this, we can help Bryce, and we can do something about this and the other cases out there.
Randy, may I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Absolutely.
When the police arrived at the victim's home after he had been shot once in the chest, they asked him who did this and who is responsible for this. And he named his own son Nick. And that was never revealed. That's in the original police report, and I have a copy of that. And Nicholas's T-shirt was found upstairs in the master bathroom floor, and it had blood splatters on it, and that was never revealed. And in the police report, It shows that the victim's wife and the son had motive and opportunity. And none of this was brought up. My son was not defended. And my son was alone when he was picked up, questioned, arrested, read his rights, and interrogated. And when he arrived at juvie, he was disassociated. His confession wasn't good enough. And in June, 6 months after he was arrested, the court obtained a full confession to all charges, the charge of murder, of intent, of being the shooter, and of being the planner. And in the next month, my son signed a plea agreement of 30 years.
Oh,
right to wait.
He signed a plea agreement?
His lawyer, he did what his lawyer told him to do.
That's the problem.
My son, Nicholas was given 30 years. He was named as an assessor. He's given the right to appeal. He's already tried to appeal once. And his stipulation is that should the case ever come to trial, he will
Here's the problem we have that when they beat you down and they break you down and they've already financially broken you down, that you're weak and you're going to want to sign anything, you're going to want to say anything or do anything to get up. You're freezing to death, you're dying, you're being, like I say, when you're broken down like that, they know you're weak and they take advantage of that because they just want somebody. That's where the money's made.
And they had Bryce believing that he did everything they said he did, no matter how many times they changed the crime scene. But Bryce doesn't have the details correct. His memory is contrary to what's in the police report. David, am I doing well?
Very well.
You're doing great.
Thank you. I'm trying, Steve. I'm trying not to cry.
You know what? Nancy Grace cries.
I know.
Yes.
She cries on TV every single night. I watch her.
Alison, I know, but I want to try to tell you everything. A police officer wanted the victim's wife investigated. He suspected her at the crime scene. She had blood on her hands, her arms, and her shirt. She said she came downstairs after she saw her gunshots to see what was the matter, leaving her 9-year-old and supposedly Nicholas upstairs. She said after tending to her husband, she saw the back door was open. So she shut it, she locked it, and then she went upstairs in fear of her life. He wanted her investigated, and there's nothing to show that she was, and I believe her to be the mastermind behind the murder of her husband.
But can I get to the bottom line of this? He took a plea agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
He did whatever he believed he was going to get. A jury would give him life or death. He believed this was a capital murder. He believed he did whatever they told him he did.
Because he was broken down and made to believe this. But
Yeah,
the brainwash.
lie. Do you know what Americans need to know? They lie in plea agreements. If David's still on air, they lied in my plea agreement.
Yeah.
Exactly, Alison, like and BackSPIN Movie will bring this out in 2013. Thank God for awareness and a big change we're all ever going to see. I just want to say, Alison, you were a tennis star. You were on top of your game. You were making big money, and they broke you down and tried to say, "Oh, you got in there."
Exactly. If they did it to her. Yes.
Why would he let me go out and teach tennis to 250 kids tennis on a plea agreement with my child and then say I'm a felon and I can never vote again? And no one ever got hurt. And I I did not see the records until I got back into Maricopa County. Maricopa County is with Sheriff Joe Arpaio is now where you want to be. Now, would you like to bring up Sheriff Joe Arpaio, Randy?
Well, I like my song, Fighting the Devil Down on His Level, Sheriff Joe Arpaio. This is reality. This is life. This is a controlled world of injustice. We have to do something. I don't even know where to start with the Sheriff Joe thing. I mean,
it's not just Sheriff Joe.
It's epidemic. I mean, I signed things when I was told, here, sign this to prove that you're the biological mother. Here, sign this. I mean, just to say that you want visits. Because I went to Texas and stayed for 4.5 months. I went to all but 2 of the hearings. I watched what went on. I just couldn't figure it out in time. I signed things, and now I'm wondering, I think there was carbon copy underneath. What did I sign?
Well,
that's the great that we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know the system.
I don't know. I never knew this world. I never knew this kind of world.
Yeah,
and we need to tell Americans this. They need to see visuals. That's why www.backspinmymovie.com. We need to show what can happen to you if I was ever in trouble again. I would never sign a plea deal, ever.
They'll get that paper there somehow. They'll get that signature somehow.
Do you know what? Bryce would not be in jail right now if he hadn't signed those papers. They're con artists.
But when you went like that, I suppose they told him it's either sign the papers or be put to death. And when you're already broken down mentally, what are you going to do? I mean, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't. He
was told that the plea deal was the best for him because otherwise it was going to go to a jury, and a jury was going to give him 99 to life.
He was lied to.
Oh, he was lied to.
Do you know what my lawyer told me? That I would be life in prison for child abuse.
Yeah.
And she was fresh out of law school. She didn't even have a degree yet. But her husband, James Nolan, and I'm going to mention his name, James Nolan, was 20 years older than her.
Right.
And they're criminal attorneys in Maricopa County. Famous. Oh, no, they didn't talk about my case. Baloney. They saw my huge house. They saw my big paycheck. There was no excuse to ruin my tennis career. Do you know how much money? 257 people are wrongfully arrested in Maricopa County alone, which costs $30 billion. $30 billion per 10 years.
How can it be costing so much when they're making such a profit of the people in prison?
Okay.
They saw my son as a child.
Okay. I'm one person. I taught tennis in the Hamptons.
Oh, then that tax dollar must go to them.
No. I made $30,000 in 2 months.
Wow.
Now, if you add up I made sometimes $1,000 a day.
Wow.
And they took my career away.
That's where they break you first. They take you down financially first, and then
They lied. They lied in my plea agreement. And I don't want to take away from your story. I want to tell Americans, don't ever take a plea agreement. Ever.
Right.
Your son was innocent.
He's been in prison 3 years.
Okay, he's going to
He's
get
been
out.
in solitary for over a week,
Randy,
but he's got a lot of faith.
Randy, can you say a little bit about solitary?
Well, Allison, it's like I said, you're thrown into that cold cell. You're abused. You're in there naked and you're shaking. You're shaking from the cold, wondering if you're even going to make it through the hour. And Marie, I don't say all this to upset you even more.
I know.
But your son is strong, or he wouldn't have made it this
Oh, my
long.
God.
Yeah.
But the breakdown in there, we have to make awareness.
You get fed. You get fed through a door.
I believe he's protected.
They would come in.
You're afraid to talk to the media because they beat you, Randy.
Yes, they will beat you. They will come in. They will hold you down. I don't care, I'm not a weakling guy, but, they come in and they abuse you. They laugh at you while they do this. It's a sick game. You wonder how human beings out there that work in the system could even be this controlling and this abusive and even go home and sleep at night for some reason. Like a hunter has to get his trophy deer. These people enjoy this, and it's a sick game, it's a money game, and it's at our cost.
You're a number.
If Bryce's case went to trial, there wasn't going to be a defense, and there was going to be a fabricated crime scene. They were going to say that he dressed up in a certain attire and that he went inside and that he did this and that. And you can tell in the police report and these statements that those were made up. That I don't know why. I guess
they always fabricate and build.
Yeah.
They always build a false.
There's items being picked up that have nothing to do with the crime scene, and there's no blood related to them of Bryce's or the victim. And he was a Navy veteran, by the way. And when the autopsy was done, they didn't put those tags over his hands like you're supposed to preserve evidence. But in his system, they found 4 different pain medications: acetaminophen, naproxen, hydrocodone, bipidine, and hydromorphone, which is a derivative of morphine. That family had gone to Mexico for the weekend, and when they came back, Fred, the victim's name, he slept on the couch. And I wonder, was he drugged so that he couldn't fight back?
Exactly.
Well, we all know he's innocent.
He's a Navy veteran. That would mean at least $400,000 insurance.
They don't want to let him out because they're probably afraid of a lawsuit. And I talked to a guy named Gary lately today, and he's like, you never ever leave like anything unwatched because somebody can do something and you don't know about it.
What does that mean?
Like someone could have put something in his top or something.
Right. He could have put them in his drink, or if he was already on hydrocodone or whatever, they could have put extras in there, knowing that it's already in the system, going to knock him down.
Yeah. The reason I
and
suspect that she did that, the reason I suspect that, and I suspect that, I suspect because compelling evidence tells me that she put these drugs in her system is because a witness came down to the station and told officers that how the victim's wife was involved, and that she had been giving my son drugs, money, and alcohol. I mean,
well, it's definitely not unheard of.
But he wasn't the shooter. I think the person knows who he. I think the father would know who his own son is.
He was 15.
He was 15, and he just turned 15 3 months after he was before he was arrested. And he does have a well-documented medical, educational, and social history.
Okay, you know what? There's a guy named Dr. Jack L. Potts from Maricopa County, and I wish if this happened in Maricopa, he could probably help out.
You might want to see the forensic psychologist's report that was never used, where she found my son not culpable for any part.
He is a forensic psychiatrist.
Oh, she's a psychologist. Yeah.
No, he's a forensic psychiatrist.
Oh, he would love this case. Yeah.
Dr. Jack L. Potts.
Yeah, you know, Marie, we want to make awareness to where we can flip this thing around, backspin it, as we would say. But now we want to help. We want to help Bryce, and we want to get him out of there. And is there any way that all of us out here that are in tears right now and wanting to help? How can we help? Can you tell us, Marie, what can we do to help, or to donate, or do something to?
Well, I have a website, and
okay.
It's the http www.bricesbattle.blogspot.com. So it would be BRYCEBATTLE .blog spot.com. And then I have a website, http www.4 Bryce's Battle BRYCEBATTLE.org. And I have a lot of information up there. I do have a donate site, and I have I believe God has guided me to be able to collect, as I was telling David, more substantial evidence and documents than one woman should have been allowed. But I have that. The other parts I'm not talented to do.
I think you're going to be fine. He did not do the crime. If anyone would like to go to BackSPINMyMovie.com or Alison A. Hicks on Facebook, there's going to be a shortcut to YouTube. In this entire conversation with Stuntman Randy, who's going to promote this video too.
Thank you.
We appreciate you being on our show. We're all, I think a lot of people are on Facebook, and if you're not on Facebook, LinkedIn, I'm going to post this on LinkedIn, the shortcut. I have a web guy that will help me out. The shortcut to the YouTube video of what we've talked about, we need to get Bryce out of prison.
Yes. And Marie, we have a lot of listeners out here that and I'm hoping all the listeners will go and review this on YouTube, listen to these details, know that Bryce is innocent, and that we have to do something about this.
I've been trying for 3 years.
Oh, you know what? we need to get you on a TV show. I belong to the Innocence Project.
Yeah, Alison,
I know Bill Clark. I know Laura Caldwell. We are going to help you.
Thank you. Alison, this was a big case when it came out. It was like a high-profile case when it came out in San Antonio. There were about 6 or 7 news clips. Fox did 5 of them. And I have all of those. I bought all those this DVD, the news clips.
Yeah.
I just had to take them offline because some people want to take his case and sensationalize parts that aren't even true just to sensationalize it. But if they're sensationalizing and writing things that aren't true, then I don't want any part of it, because then I can't back that up with a fact.
But top fly, you would not be talking to me today if I had not gone to the media. Randy, Stuntman, is my best buddy. Randy, if I did go to the media, and again, my parents are all lawyers, and we kept spending money and money and money and money, and they got mad at me. And you know what? I went with my gut feeling.
Yeah.
I had to, Marie. I had to go with the media.
Yeah.
I lived in California. I was a model. I'm a writer. I'm an author. You got to do what's best for your child. And
You're exactly right, Alison. If we don't use the media and connections, that's like they took Bryce as an example there. As an example, they're going to take somebody that they think that cannot fight back, and that is weak. That's the ones they want to take and build these illusions and these lies. That's the easy way for them. And once they start this, then they're not going to back up, because they're not going to keep cutting bills to their bank account.
I bet David Irons would agree that people don't get the magnitude and the reality of this until they've actually been stung, or what I feel is stabbed right in my heart. I mean, I was almost going to take my life. I couldn't bear the pain.
No.
I was under a bridge in Texas, and I was just like,
oh God. You better call me.
Oh no! I mean, I had that one time, and I,
Marie,
faith, and I heard God tell me that He's going to use me to help my son.
Marie, call Randy or me first.
Oh, I don't feel those thoughts anymore. I mean, I had it really strong under the bridge because he was going to be sentenced.
Well, Marie, I know you'd never do that because you'd never abandon your son.
Exactly. But I have to admit, I had the thought when I was under the bridge. I can't lie about that. I did. But certainly if I was going to do something like that, I would have done it a long time ago.
Exactly.
Look on the web. I've been non-stop.
We are here to help. We're here to help you.
Yes, Alison, David, myself. We all pull together, and if we pull together in numbers, we make awareness. This is where we got to start.
And we can't forget Skin Chili.
Yeah.
The one that's going to put it on.
I had a friend that would call me, and she says, "My goodness, I had a thought that I just didn't want to live anymore," and I called somebody, and they end up calling the police. And I feel that, too, that in today's society, you can't even say that you have the thought. But it's okay to have that thought. It's human. You don't do it. It's a mortal sin.
Yeah.
Well, and like David said, you leave your children. You wouldn't abandon them.
even just to get it out and talk about it.
Yeah, I don't think that way anymore.
I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
I don't know.
Thank you.
You're one of my favorite people. You're one of my favorite guests. And David, I think it's almost time to end the show. What do you think, Randy?
Well, yeah, I think we should wind it down here. I just want you to know, Marie, that
Any last words?
On this song.
Yeah.
You need to keep staying strong.
All right.
And Marie, anytime you want to call me.
Thank you. Can I say the case number?
Yes.
Absolutely.
The case number is 2010-C as in cat, R as in Romeo, dash JUV as in Juby, dash 003-22A. On my website, I also have the docket numbers, the police report. The arrest date was 12/31/2009. I have the different SID numbers, the TDC numbers. I have always believed that if I collected enough, that then somebody would say, you know, you did all the tedious paperwork, and then I could hand it. They would know how to take it from there.
Hey,
You're right.
Marie, if what I think is the best thing to do is email it. Email all that information to me at my movie 1111.
All right. Sometimes in my photo albums, there's really documentation.
It does. Tonight you're talking, Marie.
My movie, BackSPIN 11111.
I have your email.
Okay. Email me, and then Ian and Kelly can put it on my website.
Okay, and I want to apologize for interrupting anybody. I have that bad habit, and I also want to say,
I have a worse habit because
Allison, I'm sorry. I heard that your father had a heart attack. I'm sorry to hear that.
I saw him today.
Yeah.
He's not doing good.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I spoke with him today, though. I did speak with him today, with Daddy.
I'm here in Michigan, and let's all pray for Albert C. Hicks. He wrote a book called The Magical Pond about my daughter, and he's 85 years old, and he's not doing good.
Well, we're just going to add him to the prayer with Bryce.
I mean, I don't want to lose my dad.
No.
He's a wonderful guy.
Thank you, Randy.
He is a wonderful guy. And
Oh.
Marie, talking tonight is not the end of this here. This is the beginning.
Okay.
This is the beginning of the thing.
I'm Bryce's pretty much his only family. He's my only family.
Well, this is going to start to change. We're going to,
That's my
with
son.
BackSPIN coming out, 2013 will be big change. We are going to get change. We are going to get Bryce out of there. He does not belong there. We all know that.
No, he's getting out.
I believe that from my heart. I really do.
Thank you. People said it could be done. I just need help. He needs help.
That's what we're here for.
What?
That's why we're here.
We're from the Innocence Project.
Yeah.
I work for the Innocence Project.
Man, that would restore faith
we are going to do whatever it takes to get your son out. I'm going to call Bill Clutter, Laura Caldwell tomorrow, and we will do whatever it takes to get Bryce out.
Thank you. David, are you in agreement with this?
Oh, yes. I hope that we can help, and I think that you're doing the right thing. It may seem hopeless right now, but I think that people are starting to wake up to the reality of what's going on in the court system, and we are going to address this on several different levels. The Innocence Project has done a tremendous job, and what they've done is raise people's consciousness. They've made people aware of the fact that there are many innocent people in jail right now.
Yes, yes. And I got a response from Nancy Pelosi and Gloria Allred. So that tells me what I presented was believable because I backed it up with documents attached to it. Now, Gloria Allred said that she had a full caseload pro bonos right now, and Ms. Pelosi said that I wasn't in her jurisdiction or something. I wasn't in her thing, and it got forwarded. And my senator in Florida did contact Texas because I was trying to get the adult transfer stopped, but she wasn't taken serious.
Well, keep it up. It does not hurt to have some powerful politicians on your side, including your senator, your congressman, your state representative, your state congressman.
I got a letter from Mike Jackson in Texas. I got a letter from Representative Bobby Scott, Robert Scott. And I got a call from my congressman's office.
And make sure that all of the evidence is available and as well documented as you can possibly make it. Statements from witnesses, physical evidence.
Yes, sir.
Make sure that everything is documented as well as you can possibly do that. And
I served 6
at some point
duty.
that is going to be important in upcoming trials.
Yes, sir. I served 6 honorable years in the United States Air Force, active duty, and in my job, I had to always have a backup for my backup, and that's what I have. And I took care of over 300 crew members' flight records.
Use those organizational skills that you developed in the Air Force.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
But I just want
Please call Bill Clutter. Please call Bill and I. The Innocence Project.
It's like you all were saying earlier, you know, a lot of people are at home watching the news and TV. They have no idea of this injustice and craziness going on. They believe everything's fine in the system until a son or a daughter or themselves go through the system and have seen the reality of it. They're not aware. We all pull together, David, Allison, and myself. We and others that we know, we have to pull together. We have to make this change and let everybody know what's happening out there. What's the inhumane injustice that's being done to people right now is alarming.
It affects so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are talking people here. We are not talking cruelty to animals or.
Yeah. And Bryce, I mean, we're talking about Bryce. If this is what happened to Bryce, I mean, it happened to people before, after. I've heard of other cases.
Yeah.
No, but I'm one mom, and I'm trying to save my one son.
And it's not like he got hit by a car. You know, if he would have got hit by a car, he'd be gone.
The way I see it is, yeah, I see him paying for someone else's crime.
Then you could go on with your life. But no. Someone human took away your son.
Yeah.
And this is my last comment. Americans need to know that someone took away Bryce and he was innocent. And they hurt you, they hurt your family, and they hurt several others.
They hurt so many when they falsely accuse.
Every negative thing and every fabricated thing that they present, I can give the truth. In fact, everything.
This was not an accident. This was not an accident.
No, it wasn't.
This was self-inflicted by a wrongful justice system.
Well, the justice system, when they stage these things, when they stage these things in courtrooms, and it is staged, it's Hollywooded, it's all pre-written. When they do this, you know, it's in an enclosed world.
They forced a plea agreement. Darn it!
You know,
They forced him to make a plea at 14 or 15 years old.
that's why we're bringing the truth out. The truth will
It makes me so mad.
And people probably don't know, if you see his confession, that was gotten 6 months after. And when he was led to believe, they found him confident in March. His history, he can't be confident.
He didn't know what he was doing.
No, but he sure would sound like he did.
No, my daughter was playing with Barbie dolls that age.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you.
My son's tall. My son's tall.
You know what? You are so. You should be so proud of yourself to fight for his rights.
I'm very proud of you, and I'm proud of Bryce for being strong to be able to get through what he has.
Yeah.
It's amazing the strength that we have when we need it. But
We're going to get him out.
Thank you.
yes, we are.
Thank you.
You got to hold on to that. You got to know that we're praying for that, and it won't be long. There's going to be change.
And if whenever you feel like calling me, call me.
All right.
Marie, I don't care if it's 3 in the morning, call me.
Oh, I don't. If you're thinking about those thoughts, I don't have those thoughts anymore because I don't know how to do that stuff, and I want my son. I want my son. I don't know how to stop fighting.
Okay, we're going to put this on YouTube. It'll be up tomorrow.
And if you come up with a case number and it doesn't match the case number I gave you, I'll tell you the date that new case number, the date that new I have all of those.
Email it to me, because I know you're a little bit nervous.
You know,
I am nervous and I'm shaking because I'm trying. I don't want to cry because I want to stay. Like David said, you know, if you stay. Try to stay focused on the important details.
David's right. We need to stay focused, or we can't.
We can't tell the Americans what's happening, but we can in BackSPIN Movie.
We will, and we will. BackSPIN will be the biggest change ever for all of us in 2013. It's going to just be mind-blowing what's going to happen after this, and
I like that name.
Open doors. It's going to open doors.
Well, I was a tennis pro.
Yeah.
I ruined my tennis career. And you say you're nervous.
Yeah.
I can't even. I can sometimes remember my email address. Randy, what's my email address? www.backspinmovie.com. Okay. I just yeah, I'm trying to let Marie. Okay, let's end the show.
All right.
I've had a long travel day. I'm in Michigan now. I'll be here for 16 days, and call me whenever you want. Okay.
Yes.
Same
Thank
here.
you.
I really have to thank you for being on the show tonight.
David. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, David. Thank you, Randy.
David, Randy, thank you.
Thank you, audience.
Thank you. Thank you, Allison, David, Marie, Stuntman Randy. Thank you all, and I'm
Thank you,
praying
Carl.
for all. We are going to make sure.
Okay.
Okay, Marie, and thank you for being on tonight. I have to commend your courage, despite the fact that this is so distressing to you. You've done a good job, and this has been one of the most moving shows that we've ever put on.
It is.
Yes.
I think, David, I think this is the best.
Yes, it's all right to cry, Marie, and we should redo this show and video stream this one. This is a very good show.
I really miss my son.
Okay,
well,
we're in your corner.
I really miss him. I really just miss my son.
We're on your side. We're on your side, man.
I just miss him so much.
Well, I feel your pain, and I just couldn't imagine how awful it would be for a mother to lose her only child.
I miss him so much.
30
In a
years.
way, it's worse than dying.
Yes.
Well,
you need to know.
let's not go backwards. Let's go forward. And I like what Randy said. 2013 is going to, Marie, 2013 is going to be one of the best years. Okay. Randy?
We have to believe that from the heart, from the soul. We know this. We believe it. We're putting it out there, and we have to stay strong until then. This awareness will help Bryce, because there'll be less pressure on him in there and less problems for him on there. They're less likely to hurt him in there as long as we keep speaking to the public.
Yep. I completely believe what Randy said, David.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And I'll mail you the case number. Email you the case number and his website, and I'll continue to try to clarify my website. And
okay, and you know what? Have a good night. Have a good rest of the night.
All right.
And it will be up on YouTube tomorrow. Okay.
All right. Good night. I'm going to sign out.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, David. Good night, Allison.
Good night.